Welcome to Pictalk, the show that takes the mystery out of some of the effects and techniques used by good photographers today, brought to you by Olympus Imaging Australia. I'm your host and National Product Trainer for Olympus Imaging Australia. My name is Quest Lai. Now today I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret of mine. I absolutely love times like New Year's and Australia Day, apart from the fact that we often get a public holiday. We get the chance to get together with our family and our friends, have a good time, and also we often get to see a fantastic fireworks display. I love fireworks. They're bright, they're colourful, and they look absolutely fantastic. But I must admit, I do see a lot of people at these events disappointed because they weren't able to take any good shots of these fireworks. So today, I'm going to share a number of tips that you can employ so that you can walk away with a good handful of fantastic fireworks photos. Let's get started. The first piece of advice I can give to you is to show up early. This gives you the best chance to get the best vantage point. Make sure your location has a clear line of sight so that people can't block your camera's view. Secondly, when setting up your shot, where possible, you want to know beforehand which way the wind will be blowing when the fireworks begin. The best location is upwind from the fireworks so that the smoke moves away from you, because the smoke can highly affect the way that your fireworks will look. So, now that you're good to go, let's talk about the settings that we'll be using. Now, if you own an Olympus compact camera, set your camera to the fireworks option in the scene mode. If you own an Olympus pen or DSLR, whilst you have access to the fireworks scene mode, I highly recommend shooting in the shutter and aperture priority modes, or even better, full manual. Personally, I do shoot in manual, but that does not mean that you cannot get a great result from shutter and aperture priority. As far as your shutter is concerned, ideally you want to be keeping the shutter open anywhere between 2 to 10 seconds. Keep in mind that you are taking photos of very bright exploding lights, so the longer that you have the shutter open for, the greater the chance of overexposing your photos. But keep in mind that if you keep the shutter open for longer, you will get more light trails in your fireworks and they'll look that much more spectacular. For aperture, I recommend to use a smaller aperture. I generally shoot anything between f6.3 to f16 depending on the situation, but there are some things to look out for. One of them is the selected shutter speed. If you're using aperture priority and the aperture that you select ends up selecting a shutter that is longer than 10 seconds, this won't necessarily be suitable for fireworks photography. Fireworks photography is a game of timing. I personally try to aim to press the shot button just as soon as the rocket is fired and to hold the shutter open until the firework completely fades away. Now, to do this, you can use a particular mode called bulb. To access this, you need to shoot in the manual mode, slow your shutter speed down to 60 seconds, and then go one further than that. Just repeating that you do need to be in the manual mode to access bulb, as you will not find it in the shutter priority mode. So, how should you frame your shot? Well, whichever way you want to, but keep some things in mind. Once you find a location, work out what focal lengths in your lenses you want to use. That way you won't need to think about it when it comes to taking the shot. Look for your horizons. If you're shooting a wide-angle shot, there is nothing more irritating than looking at a photo in which the horizon is not parallel to the frame of the camera. You can fix this on your computer later in post-process if you want to, but save yourself the hassle and get it right in your camera. For those with an EP3 or an E5, your jobs are made a lot easier as your camera has built-in level gauges. For those that aren't so lucky, you just need to be extra careful when setting up your camera. Now, if you're near water, make sure that you include that in the framing of your shot because it adds wonderfully well to the overall balance and color of the image. Lastly, don't be afraid to get additional subjects in the shots. This can include buildings, monuments, or as I mentioned just before, water. These all add to the overall effect of the fireworks. So there you have it, my tips for capturing the best fireworks photos as possible. I hope that you found some helpful tips that you can apply the next time you go looking for that elusive firework photo. Make sure you check out the Olympus blog at olympus.com.au where you will find a printable version of all that I've talked about today. Also, if you have the time, get onto our Facebook page as well as our Twitter so that you're up to date with all that is latest in the world of Olympus. We get heaps of contributors there and we also run competitions all the time, so make sure you get the chance to check it out. But that wraps things up for this episode of Pictalk. Hope you could take something from the episode. I'm Quet Lai, your host and National Product Trainer for Olympus Imaging Australia. Take it easy, get out there and take some photos, and we'll see you all again real soon. Bye for now.